Let's talk about Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner mystery in Moab. Kylen and Crystal lived and worked in Moab, Utah. Kylen was 23 and she was a cashier at Moonflower. And Crystal was 38 and worked at McDonald's. In 2019, Kylen and her dad were on a hike where they met Crystal Turner, and the two women fell in love and eventually they got married in April of this year in Crystal's home state of Arkansas. And they got married in a really nice treehouse ceremony. So on the weekend of August 13th, the women were camping off of Sal Loop Rd in Moab. And they were last seen at a local Moab tavern called Woody's on Main Street at around 9:30 p.m. on August 13th. And this is surveillance footage from inside Woody's. So Kylen had told friends that a creepy man had spooked them at their campsite. It's important to note the guy was driving a car. He wasn't on foot. According to a search warrant, Kylen told friends if something happened to them, they were murdered. And they had planned on moving their campsite. By August 15th, Crystal didn't show up for work at McDonald's. And Kylen didn't show up for work at Moonflower, which raised red flags. So on August 16th, they were officially reported missing. Kylen's friend, Cindy Sue Hunter, found their bodies on August 18th. She told the news that she found their bodies after spotting their blue Kia Sorento 4 miles west of Warner Lake. When I went to turn on Lake Warner, I don't want to say I had voices in my head, but I was told to go straight and hurry. It just kept repeating, I'm going towards sand flat roads, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a flash of silver through the trees, and I saw a campsite, then a tricky little side road. Very easy to miss, and that's when I found their car. So she immediately contacted the police, and she contacted Kylen's dad, Sean Paul, and his immediate reaction was he told her to get the heck in her car, get out of there, lock your windows, lock your doors, which she did, and she waited for police to arrive. She said when the police did arrive, an officer was unable to speak and threw his hands up in the air in disbelief at what he saw. She arrived home at 6:30 that night, and she didn't sleep for 10 days. Kylen's dad recently spoke to IcKedMel on YouTube. Astonishingly, there was a wedding taking place just an eighth of a mile away from their campsite. The wedding venue at Whispering Oaks has a line of sight directly to where they were camped, yet no one from the 100-plus guest list has come forward. On August 19th, Authorities released a copy of a search warrant, which I'll put in the description, for Kylen and Crystal's van. So at 11:20 hours, August 18th, investigators with Grand County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a campsite near the Sal Loop Rd, and here's the GPS location. When investigators arrived, a blue Kia Sorento, a single camp tent, and a makeshift rabbit shelter and normal amenities for a long-term campsite were observed. In a nearby creek, 2 female bodies were found. I'm not going to say what it says in the warrant. You will have to read it for yourself. But both women were found in the creek, and they both suffered multiple gunshot wounds. It should be noted that the 2 females were reported missing August 16th. On August 19th, the Grand County Sheriff issued a press release. They said they were pursuing a homicide investigation and claimed the double homicide was an isolated incident posing no current danger to the public in the Grand County area. The Kia Sorento, which had been located at the scene, was seized as evidence and transported to the Grand County Emergency Operations Center for processing. In the second vehicle, the Ford Econoline van, and left in the parking lot of McDonald's. That's where they normally slept. And it was registered to both of the victims. Vehicle was towed by Nations Towing and remains in the yard at Nations Towing. Search warrant is being generated in an effort to obtain any and all items located in the van, which may lead to the identification, apprehension, and or arrest of the individuals involved in the death of the victims. So here was the return to the search warrant and what they found inside the van. Personal property, they attached an inventory list of what was confiscated. A black journal with newspaper clippings, miscellaneous mail, and pay stubs for the 2 victims, as well as for Sean Schulte, a Bible, miscellaneous notes with phone numbers and other handwritten information, an electronic scale with residue which tested positive for marijuana, a glass pipe with green leafy residue, a small black plastic container with green leafy residue, a black Samsung Galaxy 8 which was heavily damaged, 10 blue pills identified as clonazepam, 13 white pills identified as ibuprofen, 9 capsules identified as amoxicillin, and 1.5 pink pills identified as prednisone. Crystal and Kylen owned 3 vehicles, the Ford van, Kia Sorento, and Crystal's Harley Davidson, which was found parked in town. So on September 17th, Grand County Sheriff released this to the public. It's been determined that the Gabby Petito missing person case was not related to the double homicide of Crystal and Kylen. September 28th, they issued another press release that said they continue to follow up with any information and tips regarding the homicide investigation. Response has benefited their office in the investigation of the case. They're asking anyone that was in the South Mesa area between August 13th, 14th, and 15th, contact them. They went on to say that they enlisted numerous lab techs and agencies to assist in a forensic analysis, but the analysis may take several months or more to complete. And that they understand the public concern and speculation surrounding the case. Will, when available, release any info that does not impede the investigatory process. They appreciate the support available within the community directed towards law enforcement and the public. If you have any information, please contact 435-259-8115. And there are 2 separate $10,000 rewards for information. Hoping they find whoever did this to Kylen and Crystal. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.